Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Six Cars. It's super early here in Los Angeles, just past 6 in the morning. We are up bright and early heading to Monterey Car Week. It's Monday, it's day one. I cannot wait to get on the road and see what is in store for us for the start of Car Week 2025. I know there's already been some stuff unloading and some stuff been driving around. I'm not gonna share what I've seen on Instagram so far. I'm all about surprises, and I think you guys are really gonna enjoy what we are going to find, because it's always a mystery and there's always going to be good stuff showing up. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe, because it's going to be a crazy week, guys. Let's hit the road and head it to Monterey. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Carmel, Ocean Avenue. Let's kick it off and see what we can find to start Monday. Well, there we go, guys. This is our first official, I guess, Carmel spot. Is this Alfa Romeo TZ3 Zagato. Extremely rare car, 1 of 9, and just a beautiful design. The interesting thing about this is it's pretty much all Dodge Viper underneath, even that massive V10 engine up at the front. That's why it's got such a long hood. But yeah, this obviously has the underpinnings of the Viper, but a super classy Italian design. I absolutely love the retro style wheels on it too. It's a great looking car, fantastic color too, with the blue on the brown. But take a look at the front here. We've got the shooting gallery up front here with Nate Dogg and Stefan. But there we go, beautiful looking car. Here's some more sounds out there as well. So cars are slowly but surely starting to roll in. But I would say this is a pretty damn good start, guys. 1 of 9 Alfa TZ3 Zagato. There we go, not bad. Another 4GT. Here we go, our first Koenigsegg. Not bad, the Jesko. So there we go, the Jesko has parked up, and this is probably the busiest I have ever seen on a Monday during Monterey Car Week. We are just downtown Carmel, Ocean Avenue. Oh, look at that. Nice little 575 driving by there. But this is our first big spot. It didn't take very long, and obviously it's drawing a ton of attention. We did see this one last year, but it's just passing by, so I'll see if maybe we can get a better look at it. But it's a great looking spec on the Jesko. Yes, there you go, white with the red accents. We saw the Absolute the other day, which is a more streamlined version. This is the Attack, obviously, with the massive rear wing sticking right off of the back of the car. Really cool. And it's nice to see all the little accents, all the fins and the canards and the arrow all have the red accents around it too. A bit of a Canada spec, if you'd like to call it that. Shouts out to the motherland. But yes, quite crazy just how popular this car is on a Monday. Like I said, biggest crowd I've seen so far in a car week. The SLS AMG, but look at that. You got to be a pretty cool dude to get the plate number 1 on your car. Shouts out to this guy. Take a look at this 599. Just a beautiful color on the GTB. Blue on yellow. Man, oh man, that is a good looking car. There we go, first 17-mile spot of the week, the Eccentrica Diablo. And this looks like it's got a few more different aero parts from the ones we've seen in previous years. Different spec to obviously some sort of a photo shoot going on with this thing, so we can't really get too close right now. But these Restomod Diablos are so freaking cool. And again, if you guys are unfamiliar with the setting here on 17 Mile, you've got the Pacific Ocean in the back. It is absolutely beautiful. So we'll see plenty of cars here throughout the week. If they do kind of move away from the car, I'll see if I can get a bit closer. But yeah, let them do their thing here, and we'll just admire from afar for now. Very cool car though. There we go, there's our clean front shot. Well, we have a Chance, looks really good. Sinister in the matte black. It also has those sort of somewhat pop-up headlights. That's the only way you can do it legally these days, obviously, but does look so cool, and they do such a fantastic job with these cars. You can also see those aggressive, wait for it, they're the aggressive new roof intakes just over the engine bay. Just such a cool looking car, one of the best Restomods out there from Eccentrica. And here we go, rolling past us, not an F12 TDF, but an F12 with a TDF kit. Interesting, never seen that before. Do like the color though, I must say. Driving by, that does actually sound pretty good. And there we go, the Eccentrica with the doors up. Not too shabby, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty good spot. Here we go, people. Always check the side streets in Carmel when you come to Car Week, because you never know what you're going to find. Here is a very nice 959. Never seen this on the gunmetal gray wheels before. Against the red, it really pops, just in immaculate condition too. One of the better looking 959s I've ever seen, to be honest. This silhouette, just all by its lonesome here in this random little parking lot, is fantastic. Great little find. And then right across the way here, check out this Ferrari 812, all the way from the Netherlands. So quite the journey this guy has made to come to Monterey Car Week. But like I said, the spec is pretty crazy. Two different greens here with the body color and the stripes, the mirrors painted in that same, like, I guess sort of like emerald or silverish green. But interestingly enough, down here at the front bumper, there is a lot of like matte green carbon fiber. So a very unique and cool spec, and nice to see a Euro-plated car over here as well. But yeah, good little parking lot, guys. Should also point out there is a third find here, which I didn't notice at first, but we do have a 992 Sport Classic in a nice PTS blue. So many Porsche colors. I'm not even going to try and guess this one off the hop, but a very cool car nonetheless. I do always love the duckbills on the Sport Classics. It's got the houndstooth interior. So, hey, between this 992 Sport Classic and this very green 812, some really interesting specs here. And down the street from the Momo Diablo, we have this F12 Berlinetta. It's a very special one, obviously. Not too many of them finished in brown, but this is one of the 70 cars that Ferrari did build for their 70th anniversary. So there were 70 different cars. All of them were one-on-one. They've got the special 70th anniversary designation just in front of the rear wheel here. But obviously the exterior color is quite unique. But if you look inside, it has this almost like suede plaid interior through the backs of the seats as well as the center console, even in the back storage as well there with the leather straps. A very, very classy looking Ferrari F12. And just take a look at the back here. Man, oh man, the color just pops so well, and brown cars are so underrated too. That looks fantastic. Oh, here comes the Momo Diablo, ladies and gentlemen. Looking really good. Here's a rather interesting spec on this 992 GT3 Touring. Always appreciate a good spec. I'm not really sure what you would call this kind of green. It's got a bit of a pastel effect to it, but against those like brushed sort of goldish bronze wheels, it does look quite good. And then interior wise, we are looking at white seats, so pretty contrasting. But again, I'm all for interesting specs, and this has been a pretty good start to Car Week if you are a Porsche fan. That is not a bad looking car. Huracan Storado. And man, oh man, there's a lot of cars just revving like crazy today. Not the usual Car Week vibe, that's for sure. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we have a 911R. Wow, nice. Nice little pista here as well. Wait for it. Alright guys, so it is Monday evening here at Car Week. If you remember what we did last year, we headed into this same parking garage and checked out some unbelievably rare collector cars, and that's exactly what we're going to do this year. So let's see what the crazy hidden hypercar Lair has for us this year. So for starters here, I mean, the SLS Black Series needs no introduction. One of the coolest Mercedes ever built, bar none. I'm not just talking the modern ones, I'm talking all time. The SLS AMG was already cool enough on its own, of course, a great spiritual successor to the original 300 SL, but the Black Series is by far the coolest iteration of this car. Every little detail they added to the Black Series, with all of the extra aero, all of the gills, the wing at the back, just completes this car. And honestly, I think yellow is absolutely by far the best color on the SLS Black Series. But this is only just scratching the surface of this garage. Cars as far as the eye can see. So let's keep heading down. I mean, look at the two in front of us over here. Let's start over there. So yes, we saw the two Ferraris off in the distance, and here we go. We have the F40 over here. Obviously, I will remind you guys again, the GOAT, my favorite Ferrari of all time, and I will fight that one to the grave if anyone disagrees with that. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, of course, but for me, the F40 will always be the best of the best when it comes to the prancing horse. So great to see another one of those. We also have this 599XX beside it. It is the Evo variant, so you get the full fixed GT wing at the back instead of just the usual winglets on the standard 599XX. And this particular car we actually did see back at Cavallino as well, the number 44, and it did sound absolutely ballistic when it was driving up the front driveway at the Breakers back in Florida. But yes, just a fantastic and amazing track car. But let's continue on our way. There's a 959 over there. We saw the blue 599 roll in earlier. The Delta HF Integrale, obviously one of our top picks here as always. But there we go. Clearly, as you guys can see, there are many special cars. So let's dive further into the garage. Here we have the 993 Cup RSR, obviously very reminiscent of a 993 GT2 Evo race car. Very similar with obviously the wide body, the bolt-on over fenders, the gold BBS is pretty iconic. We have the completely ripped out, gutted interior, the full roll cage, the Recaro bucket seats, obviously one of the coolest and purest and rawest Porsches ever built. So it'll be interesting to see how much that fetches at the RM auction actually, but a lovely looking car. Interesting McLaren actually, full purple interior on that 720S. That's kind of cool. But beside that, we do have a few more Ferrari heavy hitters. Here we have obviously a LaFerrari. It speaks for itself. Always good to see one of those. We have the Ferrari Super America, obviously extremely rare, the open top version of the 575. We have the 509 GTO over here as well. All very traditional specs, but they do look all very good paired up beside each other. And obviously the red with the black and sort of like satin silver roof on the 509 GTO is a great looking spec, and obviously just such a special car, and very cool to see it after the track focused version with the 509XX Evo. Okay, two very special roof cars here. Now obviously I think in modern times we're very familiar with the likes of Singer and Gunther Works, but as far as modified Porsches go, roof is truly the OG. Now they are very similar, but there is some significant differences. The one over here in baby blue is the RUF CTR Anniversary. So this is essentially a kind of like a resto mod of a resto mod, as weird as that sounds. But this is the modern interpretation of a RUF CTR Yellowbird. So very new underneath. Obviously, it still looks like a 964, but all the components underneath are very brand new. And I'm assuming it's incredible to drive, and it's really cool that they brought back such an iconic modified Porsche in the CTR Anniversary. But over here is the OG. So this is referred to as the CTR Yellowbird, even though some of them are obviously not yellow, like this one here, finished in this really dark cherry red. It's a one of one. It's also a lightweight, so it's slightly better performing than your standard CTR Yellowbird. Now, in case you guys didn't realize, obviously it's being a one of one and just how rare this car is, the current estimate for this car is about $4 to $5 million US. So we are talking like LaFerrari pricing. This is a big car, guys, and like I said, it is a one of one, so you're not going to see it anywhere else other than this hidden layer of collector cars and hypercars here at Monterey Car Week. And beside those two very special roof cars, we also have probably the coolest BMW ever made. I don't really know what else could compete with it. The M1, the first ever M car, and I guess technically like their first or only supercar really. They have never really made any other production car that's quite matched the presence and the styling of the BMW M1, and these are very rare. I know it's in the hundreds, I can't remember the exact number. Very small amount of these were ever produced. So it's always very cool to see BMW M1 on the channel. And as cool as all the supercars are, guys, look at this. We've got ourselves a Volkswagen Beetle limousine. Now, apparently when this thing was released, it was actually more expensive than a Lamborghini Miura at the time. So just imagine that. You can go to your dealership in the late 60s. You can either buy yourself a brand new Lamborghini Miura, a top-of-the-line Italian supercar, or you can buy yourself a stretched-out Beetle. Whatever floats your boat, people. And here is the legend right here, or what I would say is probably the poster car for this whole auction, is the F40 LM. I already commented that the road-going F40 is the best Ferrari ever made. Well, this is by far the best Ferrari ever made, the LM version of the F40. You can already see just how much more extreme it is compared to the standard road-going version. I mean, look at the size of this front splitter. And obviously you ditch the pop-up headlights for the more traditional racing lights. Got that huge NACA duct right in the front. I've always loved the 5-spoke OZ racing wheels you get on the F40 LM as well. The full red seats with the saw belt harnesses. Obviously, you get that much bigger and more aggressive rear wing, the gurney flap at the back. It's just a ridiculously cool car, guys. I mean, not just the best Ferraris. This could be a competitor or top 5 best cars ever built. I mean, look at that, guys. How can you argue with that? This thing is just mind-blowing. Leaves me pretty much almost speechless. I mean, yes, I can ramble about cars for a very long time, as you guys already know, but just take this in. That is just such a special car to be able to see up close here at Monterey Car Week. Look at this, just ditched in the back corner here behind a forklift, guys, is the Ford GT Mark IV. Obviously, this is a track-only version of the road-going Ford GT. There was the Mark II, which was already pretty crazy, but the Mark IV is absolutely nuts. This giant swan neck wing is so damn cool. I love how wild the new rear exhaust is on this. The giant carbon fiber rear diffuser at the back. We've got the big Multimatic logo. Shouts out to Canada. But man, the lines on the side here are so reminiscent of a Le Mans prototype. Like, it's absolutely crazy that this is based on just a road-going Ford GT. I think my favorite part is these futuristic lights too, which really just blend in with the car. I think to the untrained eye, you wouldn't even think these are lights. They just kind of look like stickers, but they are in fact lights. Gives it that really like stealth fighter look. But man, just take a look at that. And again, kind of funny is to see it ditched here in the back corner. Just well over $1 million track only hypercar. And speaking of hypercars, how about we look at a couple more over here? In black, we have the LaFerrari Aperta, which has an interesting spec on it. The black with the red accents, the all black wheels with the red calipers. It's a really mean and sinister look to this LaFerrari. I do quite like it. It's quite simple, but it is effective, and you have the same spec on the interior too. The black with the red stitching and the red stripes through the seats. That is a very, very cool car. And one of its main competitors here from that Holy Trinity, we have the black 918 as well. Non-WISEC, so you don't get all those extra carbon fiber parts, and you get the windmill wheels on this one. But hey, it does look quite nice and simple and very good in black. And how is this for a two-car solution? We got the Ferrari F50 in yellow. Only a handful ever finished in yellow, so awesome to see that. We also have the Singer 911, the DLS to be specific as well. So we saw the original modified Porsches up there with the RUF CTRs. This is kind of like the spiritual successor, the Singer DLS. It's an incredibly extreme car. Obviously keeps that classic historical look, but everything else is very modern underneath. There's absolutely ballistic cars to drive. I love the wide body they do on these as well. And a big thing is the interiors on these Singers, because they pretty much go all out. It's a bit hard to see because it is quite dark in here, but they have a very good mix of retro and modern parts in the Singers. Love the duckbill at the back of the DLS as well. But man, oh man, such a cool car. That's probably going to fetch millions at the auction. And obviously, so is a yellow Ferrari F50. And it's cool they have got the top off as well. And I mean, I think if you're going to get a Ferrari F50, this is probably the color to do it in. I think it shows off the line so well and really just lets everybody know that this is one of the coolest Ferraris ever built. I know I've always been an F40 man myself, but that is just so damn cool to see an F50 in yellow. And take a look at this 812 Competizione. It's a very cool spec. I'm not even really sure what you would call this color. There's a bit of blue in it, there's a bit of green, there's a bit of like silverish gray. It really depends shifting through the lights or how you look at it, what color it actually is. It's quite interesting. And I do like the stripe as well. It doesn't just go straight across the roof, it kind of just wraps around the windows. Very interesting. But have a look inside here, the blue seats with the white stripes through them. That is so nice. You can get the prancing horse finished in white as well. Just a lovely, lovely car. And always good to see Ferraris in interesting specs. I mean, it's so easy to just go out and get the classic red or yellow, but I really love when seeing people make these very unique tailor-made colors. Nice 400i there as well, the 250 GT Series 2 Cabriolet, and there are a few more cars down there we're going to look at too. And then look at the back of the aisle here. We have the 300 SL. Looks like it's the competition spec here. Man, oh man, that's very, very cool. Just almost like a satin flat red finish to the paint with the matching red wheels. Of course, flexing it with those iconic gull-wing doors open. That is super cool. We've got a nice E-Type here as well. The convertible with the hardtop, which is pretty rare, honestly. You almost always just see them with soft top versions, so that's kind of cool. And beside that, we have a McLaren Speedtail, by far one of the most interesting cars in modern times. Obviously, as you guys can see from the front angle there, very famous for that center seat position that was made very well known by the McLaren F1. With the Speedtail, obviously, it was dubbed, marketed as McLaren from a hyper GT standpoint because it's super streamlined and it's supposed to be very, very comfortable to take on long road trips, but you can also just casually hit like 350 kilometers an hour at the same time. And one of the big things here, it's got the aero discs on it for the aerodynamics for those top speed runs. I love the massive roof snorkel on this car as well. You can get a slightly better look there at that very interesting and unique center seat position. It does have the cameras instead of side mirrors on this car, which unfortunately didn't make it very legal in North America because of the regulations over here, but there is a will and a way to being able to drive anything. And I mean, look at how big the car is too. I have to walk back quite a ways to get the whole thing in the frame. It is so long. I mean, you want to talk about long tail McLarens, it doesn't get much bigger than this. That is just massive at the back. A really cool and interesting car, McLaren Speedtail, and I believe it's only 73 of them ever made, so very special to see that. But man, oh man, what a collection of cars, guys. It looks like there is another F50 hiding under a cover there. Always good to see. And look at that, I can't even finish the sentence or the video without seeing another car. 275 just ducked away at the very back of the garage. Very special to get access in here once again. And just to wrap it up, I know we saw this in the background when we first walked into the garage, so I'd be crazy not to show it off. Two Carrera GTs and a very good looking 996 GT3 in the middle there as well. These are the two cars we did see at the period correct me, but always good to see them again. I didn't really point out the color on this Carrera GT before, the signal yellow. I don't know if this is a one of one or not. If there's more than one, there can only possibly be just a few. It's such a cool looking color, almost like a dark, like mustard kind of color, but so lovely to see that. Obviously love the red and the 996 GT3 as well, and the black one with the aftermarket 5-spoke wheels with those carbon fiber drums as well. It's just such a sick lineup here. Wait. Boom. Last minute Zonda F Roadster spot. Well, guys, that does it for a pretty successful first day here at Monterey Car Week 2025. I would say that was definitely one of the better Mondays we've had at Car Week in these recent years. So many great highlights. Of course, I always want to hear what your guys' favorite car was from this video. There's a lot of good stuff to choose from, especially that Zonda at the end. That was a fantastic surprise. But leave those comments down below, guys. Make sure to hit that big red subscribe button. I'm going to get some much needed sleep and get ready for an action-packed day 2. Thank you as always for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next time.